Welcome to Sold, presented by Lanes Inn, and we are excited about this Saratoga sale. I'm going to jump right into it, let you know what to expect through this. You're either listening to it, there's a video version that you can be watching. If you're watching it, there's an audio version that you can find as well. Just wherever you get your podcast, inthemoneypodcast.com, you could find and listen to this show previewing all of the lanes in consignment, all 10 of the lanes in consignment, as well as some bonus for lanes in sired offspring that are going to be being offered at the Saratoga, Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Sale on Monday and Tuesday night. So enough of me. Let's get to the horses and the people that know a lot more about them than I do. Allaire, welcome back to Saratoga.
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, the weather's not too bad. It's looking like it's going to be a nice couple of days, and it's always fun when it's Whitney and Sale for the weather to be cooperative.
Exactly.
All right, what do people need to know about the lanes in consignment? Where can they find you? Where are you going to be? How long are you going to be there? And how can they find out a little bit more about these wonderful horses that you guys are offering?
We got our horses in this morning, actually. So we shipped 10 head up here. We'll let them rest for the remainder of today, which is Wednesday and Thursday. We'll start showing bright and early, 7:30ish on Friday morning. And we're here at Barn 7C overlooking the Oklahoma track. So come find us.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's start with hip 17. It's a Life is Good colt. And first yearlings for Life is Good out of a quality road mare. What do we need to know about hip 17?
Yeah, I'll say I'm impressed with the Life is Goods that I've seen so far. I think this colt is a perfect blend of the stallion and the dam's physicals. You see a lot of the scope and leg coming from Quality Road in him. He's just a very classic looking individual. The dam herself won going a mile, so he looks like he's going to want some distance himself. And one of the cool things about this colt is that actually, if you're going down through the generations, it's a Lane's End family all the way to the bottom of the page. So we're happy to kick things off with him. And another thing that I'll add is these yearlings that we bring up here, it's not only a test of their physique and their physical fitness levels to do well at this sale, but it's also a test of their mental constitution. And this colt has a wonderful disposition. He's very laid back. He takes everything in stride, and that was one of the reasons we decided to bring him up to this sale. Was thinking that he would handle each test with flying colors. And I tell you what, he walked straight off the van. He was the first one to unload this morning. Walked into his stall, laid down, and took a nap. And I thought, okay, there's an intelligent horse. I'm glad we have him here. So.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited about the Life is Goods. I mean, I'm excited about a lot of these first yearlings, and Life is Good is one of them. Also, hip 52, the filly Jackie's Warrior, the damn BOODLES, and this is an interesting one for me because I've always felt like as a bettor, as a racetrack guy, I've always thought that the Jackie's Warrior could have gone farther, right? I mean, he won the Champagne at a mile, he won the Pat Day mile. He won a grade 1 at Saratoga at 2, 3, and 4, which is pretty impressive. What are you seeing out of this filly?
I'll say this something similar about the Jackies. They're very consistent physically, and she is one of my favorite ones that I've seen. This is a very physically forward filly. She made the decision to come up here pretty easy because there wasn't a lot to complicate the sales preparation process with her. She just has a lot of that natural shape and curviness to her. She's an extremely intelligent filly. She's very forward minded, and by that I mean she's got good natural impulsion in the way she carries herself. Overall, just a very racy package. So again, excited to have a yearling here by a first crop sire, and hopefully they'll be received well by the market. I don't know how anybody could see this filly and not be endeared to her.
Well, we know that the main storyline of this sale is going to be the Flightlines, but maybe even the Flightline family, right? 109, a colt, a Constitution colt, a good on paper, who was the dam's a half the Flightline. And you never got to see her run on the dirt, but it's that same Tappet Indian Charlie thing. Talk a little bit about 109.
Very much so. Back in the spring when we're going through all the yearlings on the farm and we're trying to consider what pedigrees we think might work up here, we thought this would be a really fun angle to market this colt out of good on paper alongside a few flight lines that we had earmarked for the sale as well. So thinking that the flight lines are well received, he should be also. A very forward physical again here, and we're loving what we've gotten out of this mare so far. She has a quality road filly by her side, and she visited not this time in 2026, so an exciting young broodmare for us to have. And again, this colt should pass pretty much any test up here, as far as ticking the physical, the mental, the athletic boxes.
Hip 124, a filly by Into Mischief, and I'm assuming the dam's name is IVYETSU, right? Did I get that right?
Correct. Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
I'm just you see Dubai Honor on the page, and obviously really a superstar. And talk a little bit about just in general. I mean, we know what Into Mischief is on the dirt, but he's also a stallion that'll get you anything. When you have that kind of powerful female side of grass, where do you see these Into Mischiefs and kind of combining with that?
Yeah, that's an interesting point you make. Her dam was actually a winner on both surfaces, dirt and turf. She broke her maiden by almost 6 lengths at Churchill, going a mile and a 16th on the dirt, and then she was grade 3 placed, beaten less than half a length for the win on the turf in Florida in her first start as a 3-year-old. And to me, this filly looks like a dirt filly, just in the way that she's built. She's bred on a similar cross as Sovereignty, who is, I consider, a horse for the ages. Sovereignty being by Into Mischief out of a Bernardini mare, this filly's out of a Tappet mare. So it's a successful cross that I think anybody can like. And I'll also mention this mare has a 2-year-old filly by More Than Ready that's ready to run. She's actually going to be entered in a maiden special the first week in August in Kentucky. So plenty to come here.
All right, Hip 131. This one I thought was kind of fun as well. It's a filly, a quality road filly, the damn Just Talking, who famously is a full sister to Golden Pal's mom, and arguably Golden Pal was. I wagered on him like he was the fastest turf sprinter I had ever seen on this planet. So I'm excited to see what happens with Golden Pals. But before we get to them, we'll focus on Golden Pal's family.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously a hugely successful family. Lady Shipman was a star in her own right. For her to have produced the likes of Golden Pal is pretty cool. So we're excited to have a well-related filly by one of our flagship stallions up here. This is just a beautiful physical. Again, she made our decision to come to this sale quite easy just because of her class factor and her physique. The mare also has a 3-year-old filly on the track that is a winner this year. She won a maiden special at Delaware last month. So a little bit more action there under the first dam with that 3-year-old winning, as well as Talkin Pharaoh, who's now up to 8 wins and over 200 in earnings. So I think as far as racing potential and residual value, this filly's got it all.
Hip 135. We've got the first Flightline in the Lanes End Consignment. This one is an AZ Warrior. You see AZ Warrior in the family who won the Frizette, and I thought, looking at her past performances, was unlucky to not win a stake at 3. I thought she had some stakes winning type performances at 3, but just got unlucky in a couple of races with some bad trips or even some track biases as well. So excited to see the first Flightline go through the ring for the home team.
Yeah, this is a really incredible family. Like you mentioned, AZ Warrior was impressive in her own rights. I mean, Carson Jen, she's produced 4 stakes horses, 3 of them graded stakes horses. And, this filly is just special. I don't know how else to put it. She has been a standout from day one, since we started looking at the weanlings at Summer Wind Farm last fall. Again, she just has this presence and quality about her. She's a quiet, classy filly with a really nice energy level. She's got a beautiful head and eye on her, intelligent, and she just covers the ground effortlessly. Her action is so light. Producing mare. This filly's got a half brother by Uncle Mo that sold for 800,000 as a yearling last year. He'll be entering Chad Brown's barn this summer. And then the mare's the mare's 3-year-old, this filly's half sister by American Pharoah, is currently in training for the Hope team with Bill Mott. So we've always been very pleased with what Key to My Heart has produced. And this filly is just another representation for what the mare's capable of.
Yeah, wow. With horses with Chad and with Mott, you'd like to think you get an update here at some point.
For sure, yeah.
137, City of Light, out of one of my favorite places in the world, Positano.
Yeah.
City of Light, to me, has been remarkable in the fact that he's been so unbelievable on dirt, and hopefully in the next 72 hours, we can say that he has the best dirt horse in the world. Sovereignty might argue with that, but it'll be hard to argue if he can pull off the Whitney with fierceness. But it's also been his ability with turf runners that I thought have been outstanding, and seeing this British bred Positano. We've seen what Formidable Man has been able to do out west with Michael McCarthy. What are your thoughts about 137?
Yeah, I think that's an awesome point that you made. We've all got our fingers crossed for fierceness. Being a Lane's End foaled and raised graduate competing in the Whitney this weekend, it'd be pretty remarkable for the stallion to have back-to-back graded stakes winners on different surfaces. So we'll wish all those connections good luck this weekend. But City of Light is a stallion that we have, as a farm, supported from the very beginning. We've always believed in him, and he's just so consistent in the physicals that he produces. So as our consignment was kind of taking shape, Bill Farish and I were on the farm going through yearlings one day, and he said, we need to bring a good City of Light up to New York. And I said, absolutely. Let's, our track record the past few years with this stallion, we've had a lot of fun with City of Lights up here. I mean, bringing 650K, 450K, 500K in recent years. And hopefully this is another colt that can kind of keep that flag going. But I think people will be interested to look at this colt because, to me, he does not look turfy, even though that's what the pedigree might indicate. Very forward bodied with a lot of natural substance. I love the shape of his hind quarter and hind leg. Again, another classy individual that ought to present himself well and hopefully be received as a very useful horse to anybody that's going to look for something to have some fun with.
175, a filly by Gunrunner out of Paradise Woods. This is a handicapper, horse player excitement one for me. I thought Paradise Woods was sensational. Her Santa Anita Oaks to me was like Rachel Alexandra-esque in terms of how impressive she was. And it's not a lot of times that horses make me feel the way that Rachel did, but she was outstanding. And to see her with one of the best dirt stallions in the world, Gunrunner, this one has to be exciting.
She absolutely is, hands down. She's been a farm favorite for all of us pretty much since day one. And I'd like to mention here that Emily Wygod Bushnell is doing an amazing job carrying on the stable that her father created, and of course Paradise Woods being a homebred for them that they campaigned and had a lot of success with, as you mentioned, on the track. And Emily's done a very amazing job kind of taking the reins since her father's passing last year and continuing the stable name. I mean, the Y God name is synonymous with quality, and that's what this filly is through and through. Physically, she takes your breath away. She's a big, elegant, classic looking filly. She's got beautiful self carriage and a lot of presence. And this is an exciting mare for Emily's commercial breeding operation. I mean, she's got a gun runner colt at her side now. She was bred back to Flightline, and they actually retained the half sister Paradise Lane as a broodmare, and she visited into Mischief this year. So for anyone that's here looking for the absolute complete package of a quality filly that could eventually join your broodmare band, look no further.
176, we've got Flightline back again. The second Flightline we'll see go through the lanes in consignment. This one's out of a quality road mare, Park Avenue. Talk about this colt.
This colt is just cool. In his development, he identified himself or showed to us that he was a great candidate for this sale. He's well made, well grown, powerful bodied, moves with a fluid stride. He has that intelligence level that we're seeing with these Flightlines that is just so impressive. And to me, for the first crop, what we have and what we have to offer as yearling prospects this year, he is just an exceptional representative for the sire. The home team is obviously very supportive of this stallion and this mare. Park Avenue is a gorgeous quality road mare. She has since produced another Flightline colt and was bred back to the stallion for 2026. So you can rest assured that there's still plenty in the pipeline to come here.
All right, 193, the last one before you can take a deep breath. The Constitution filly. This one's out of Salty, a winner of the La Troyenne. I've always felt like the La Troyenne is one of those like Derby weekend grade ones that, yeah, it's a grade one, but it's got a little bit of extra juice to it because it's Derby weekend. Everybody wants to win a grade one on Derby weekend. Talk a little bit about this Constitution filly.
Yeah, for sure. This is another filly that offers a lot for buyers that are looking to take something to the races and then retire to their broodmare band. The Tappet line is just so successful, producing runners on the track. He's one of the leading broodmare sires in the country. This filly is a big, scopy, kind of angular filly. She's not a baked cake right now, but you wouldn't expect her to be, being by constitution out of a quality road mare. There's still plenty of improvement and maturation in her. I see her being a two-turn type of filly. All that being said, she's extremely uncomplicated and straightforward. So we're looking forward to seeing how she's received out here.
Well, Allaire, you're going to have your hands full with these 10. I'm really looking forward to watching it. It's look, got to be honest, the sale for me is just a really fun night out where I get to enjoy. But don't get me wrong, I'll have a little cheat sheet in the notes section of my phone so I can keep an eye on 17, 52, 109, all the way down through 193, just to keep an eye on what's going on and rooting you and the rest of the team on.
Oh, thank you so much. We're excited to be here. Like I said, these breeders, it's been a 3-year-long process from the time they've mated these mares to getting these foals on the ground to prepping them as yearlings. And it's just a really special place to showcase what these farms have produced. And we're just glad to be a part of it.
Mark, I got you running through an airport here, probably faster than Flightline ran in his Breeders' Cup Classic. Let's talk a little bit about HIP 208, Flightline out of Slam Dunk. Talk a little bit about what you expect from this filly.
Well, this filly is a great physical, like most of the Flightlines I've seen. She's just a star on the end of the shank. She's bred by Don Alberto. They've been on a roll raising, just top-level performers like journalism. So very exciting filly. One tidbit, I know you're a big Wayne Lucas fan. The The second dam, whose name was Easy Slam, Wayne bought from us at Saratoga for 3.25. She broke her maiden at 2, and then set a track record. She got hurt after that, but she turned into a very nice broodmare. So it's a great family that I've got a little connection to, going back a few years. And this filly's just got, she's got the whole package, and she moves really well. And she's one of the reasons I'm very, very bullish on Flightline.
I think we're all excited to see what's going to happen with Flightline. But let's not forget about our boy Liam's Map, who's one of my favorite, most versatile stallions. I know you guys got a versatile stallion over there of your own. Let's talk a little bit about 12, Liam's Map. What do you expect from this colt?
So, okay, I'm a huge Liam's Map fan. We raised him at TaylorMade. He's obviously half brother to Not This Time. And, I think that their their dam, Miss Macy Sue's probably one of the most prolific breeders that is impacting the breed in the whole world right now. But Liam's Map is great value, and he throws a very good looking horse, as you alluded to. Like Not This Time, they can run grass, they can run dirt. They're fast horses. And this is a very, very good individual. That's why we brought him to Saratoga. We just thought, the average person at Saratoga is probably going to look at a horse 5 or 6 times before they bid. In Keeneland September, book 2, it might be like 4 times. So we try to take horses up there like this colt, that the more they look, the more they're going to like. And he's obviously a half brother to Mulligan. And he's got plenty of pedigree, but he's a really, really good version of what the sire throws.
Mark, it'd be ironic if you missed your flight trying to sell a Flightline. I better let you get going.
That would. All right, I think I'm carrying more weight than Flightline carrying the Breeders' Cup Classic too. All right,
we'll see you up here. Take care.
See you, JK. Thanks. Bye.
I got some love for Gainesway when it comes to my cart talks. We got a good cart talk this week coming, by the way. But let's talk a little bit about 118, the Flightline colt out of Hot Dixie Chick.
118 is a Flightline colt that we are selling for Stone Street. Like a lot of the very fine thoroughbreds they raise, he's a top-notch individual. He's everything you want to see physically. The horse has got plenty of leg, a long neck, correct, athletic, good walk. He's really just kind of a top yearling prospect. From a pedigree perspective, it's exciting because he's out of a Grade 1 winner. He's a half brother, actually a 3/4 brother to a Grade 1 winner, and he's out of a half sister to a Grade 1 winner. So you can kind of see where it's going.
Wow. If you draw up good pedigree in the dictionary, that's what it looks like.
He's really the full package, and the only thing wrong with Flightline is he's not at Gainesville. He's one of the most exciting stallion prospects that we've probably seen in 5-10 years. Just sheer brilliance. Highly rated brilliance off the chart, and if I tap it out of a young mare with good pedigree and has the looks, I can't see a miss with Flightline.
All right, let's talk about a fellow that's been around the block a few times, and Candy Ride. You got one over there, hip 188, a re-entry colt. Talk about this one.
Okay, this is another very nice physical. The colt is a leggy individual, and you can kind of see, he's leggy yet a little immature. And you can see that he's going to really develop more and more as he goes. You can see the future's well in front of him. What I like about this horse is he's got an immense walk, and it's going to be really hard to miss for people that like to see movement and athleticism in a yearling. Are really going to love this colt. He glides across the ground. He's a half brother to Shotgun Huddy, who sold for a huge price in November, and was kind of an overachieving blue collar kind of filly. I think that people like this colt a lot just based on his athleticism.
And then the last one we'll get you on is 207, a Quality Road filly out of Sip Sip.
Yeah, the Quality Road Sip Sip is actually a foal share with our good friend Paul Manganero. He had a Quality Road season, and we had a mare, and she had shown a little success with the stallion already in a nice stakes horse out in California called Parnelli. And this filly turned out exceptional. She is, she's a good looking filly, correct, big walking, athletic. She's actually, I think, a fair bit nicer than Parnelli was himself as a yearling. So we're really excited about her and kind of expecting some big things.
Brian, I appreciate you taking the time, and wish you the best of luck getting these things sold.
I'll see you at Saleva.
I'll be there. Sarah Sutherland from Indian Creek. Let's talk a little bit about 34, this Flightline filly. I'm excited about these Flightlines. I'm assuming that you are excited about this one as well.
We are super excited about this one. She is the only Flightline yearling we have, and she is out of one of our best mares, if not our best mare. So she is special to us in every way.
What do you want people that to know before they come by? I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a lots that come by that pull her out and want to take a look. But what are some of the things that you think keep her at the top of the list of people looking for a Flightline?
Yeah, I think obviously being by Flightline, she's going to draw a lot of attention naturally that way. And she's also a very strong filly on paper. This is a very good family that Kinsman developed over the years. It's a very familiar pedigree for everyone. And we are fortunate enough that the first foal out of the mare, who we sold up here 2 years ago, Barnes, hit the ground running and is off to a super start. What people may not know is that the 2-year-old we kept for racing, and he's an essential quality colt that is currently with Brad Cox. He is a horse that we elected to keep since Barnes sold so well. So he was never offered in the commercial marketplace. So this is the mare's third foal and only the second one to be offered this way. It's the first filly out of the mare. And she's got a beautiful Into Mischief colt at her side right now, a full brother to Barnes on the ground. So we've put a lot. We believe in this mare, and we've supported her as strong as we possibly can with Into Mischief and Flightline. So we're really excited about it. And I think the essential quality colt is going to be a pretty nice horse himself. So lots going on in the family, and a lot to be excited about.
Essential quality with Brad Cox. The Barnes hat are full. It sounds like an update. An update feels like it's around the corner.
Yeah, it's exciting, and Barnes has been back working regularly now, so he'll be approaching another start here this summer. So we're looking forward to seeing what Bob Baffert does with him, and hopefully he'll show the same brilliance that he did earlier in the year.
Well, Sarah, we appreciate you taking the time, and we know you got your hands full over there. So best of luck getting these horses sold, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited. I think this filly will speak for herself when people come see her. So we're looking forward to it.